Hey everyone, Leo Bond here. I'm back again today for the Best Buy Canada blog, and this time I'm taking a look at the Oculus Go 64GB virtual reality headset, which I had about 2 weeks of testing time with, so not a huge chunk of time considering the seemingly infinite possibilities with this thing, but it certainly was enough time for me to formulate an opinion on it, and that is what I plan on disseminating in this video, as well as mentioning a few of the set's key specs and features. And we'll also take a close-up look at the thing, along with having some of the experiences that I enjoyed, just kind of running in the background there throughout much of the video. Now, unfortunately, many of the experiences in the set are not recordable, probably due to copyright reasons, but those that are recordable can be recorded right in the headset itself, which is a very useful feature for anyone that wants to make YouTube videos of their various gaming adventures, and that is a pretty popular thing to do here on YouTube. However, that leads me right into my very first complaint about the Oculus Go, and what that is that when you do record video capture footage, you don't actually capture the audio along with the video. You just get the video only. And rectifying that situation involves getting some special cords that allow you to kind of direct your sound to a separate recording device. I ended up using my Samsung phone. Now, it is a bit beyond the scope of this review to explain how all of that works, but I will say that there are definitely some good video tutorials on how to do that if you take a look right here on YouTube. Now, the Oculus Go is billed as a standalone VR headset, and to be perfectly honest, I don't really like the use of the term standalone, because while you're not required to physically place your phone inside of the set, communication with your smartphone is still necessary. You do have to download the Oculus app, and that acts as a sort of intermediary for you to establish a Wi-Fi connection with your home internet. And you know, it's also necessary to set up an account, and you have to basically sign in with your smartphone. So for that reason, I don't really like to call this a standalone headset. To me, a truly standalone device wouldn't even require you to own a smartphone at all. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky there, but at least it doesn't require any other additional hardware to set up and use. So in that sense, the Go is pretty much a complete VR package. Now, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here because we do want to consider some of the key specs of this thing, and some of those include its 64GB of internal storage space. Now, I don't believe that it's all entirely usable, but most of it should be. There's also a 90-degree field of view, and the HD resolution of this set is a very impressive 2560 by 1440. So definitely very nice in that respect as well. Now, on the hardware side of things, the Oculus Go offers integrated spatial audio speakers, a single handheld controller that allows you to play games, select options, and generally just interface with the various apps from right within the set. And of course, the set also features a very lightweight design with injection foam padding all the way around the part where it makes contact with your face, and it's really nice to wear even for extended periods of time. It's very comfortable. There's also a special spacing insert, sort of a rubbery thing, that allows folks with glasses to be able to use the set as well. So that's definitely a pretty cool little inclusion. Now, unfortunately, the battery life with this thing isn't exactly great. You're looking at about 2 to 2.5 hours of use for the most part, depending on the kinds of experiences that you engage in. So, in other words, interactive games do tend to be more resource heavy than straight up videos, and it takes a minimum of 3 hours to fully charge the Go. Although in my, albeit untimed experience, it did feel more like somewhere between 4 and 5 hours. Now, there are literally hundreds of apps that you can use with the Oculus Go. They say 1,000 plus on the box, and in fact, every single time that I turned the thing on, I was presented with new options that I hadn't seen before. Of course, there were probably a lot more apps that didn't appeal to me than those that did, but I still don't foresee people getting bored with this thing in any great hurry, particularly if new and fun apps are constantly in development. However, it is important to understand that not all of these apps are free. Many of them are paid apps, and you could very easily run up a pretty hefty bill if you were to go crazy downloading all of those paid apps. But even so, there are numerous free apps, and everything that I'm showing here in this video is within that free realm. You can even watch Netflix within the set if you want to. You just log into your existing Netflix account, or you can go on Facebook using Facebook 360 and browse on there as well. That would probably appeal to some people. Now, for myself, while I mostly enjoyed the Oculus Go set here, it's certainly not a perfect set. And among my major complaints about it is that the indent where your nose goes is a whole lot bigger than it really needs to be. And unfortunately, that lets quite a bit of light in at the bottom of the set where there's this huge gap. And in fact, you can actually see right out through it. And that is definitely annoying if you tend to look down. Now, if you mostly look forward, you can kind of ignore it for the most part. And if it really bugs you a whole lot, you can always use the set in a completely dark room. But I think that's going to be a big problem for some people. Now, even though there's a few problems with this set here and there, I definitely enjoyed my time with it. And I think that most other people probably will too. It's a very impressive little virtual reality setup. And considering that it's not all that expensive, I definitely think it's worth checking out. And that's all I'm going to say about the Oculus Go for now. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please give it a like or a share, or you could subscribe as well if you want to, so that I can catch you in the next review. Bye for now.